everyone, welcome back to my channel. Matt Samolsky here. Today I am here with the 2020 Ford F-150. Now this is a vehicle that I rented. I'm traveling for work again, and this is what the rental company gave me, so I couldn't resist the urge to actually check it out, review it, and share my thoughts with you. Now the 2020 F-150, or F-150 in general, has been the best-selling pickup truck in the United States. Now you might think, hey, you know, the pickup truck, those are only for construction workers, farm workers, people that have their own businesses. And that's exactly what I thought when I first got into this car. Now after a few days of driving it, well, check it out and hear my thoughts. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to take you on the tour around it. We're going to talk about gazillion engine options available on this car, and even more models that are available on this car. And we're gonna take a look inside, take a tour on the outside, kind of check out the bed a little bit, and then we're gonna take it for a spin. This is gonna be a quick review. It's not feature by feature. It's not gonna be a full-fledged review of the Ford F-150, but if I like it, I might actually try to get a different model, maybe a little bit more appointed, and actually do a full review of that car. So if you're ready, come on in. So I'm kind of gonna walk around it and kind of show you this 2020 XLT Ford F-150. Now this one's got the chrome grille, but there is several different grille that are available on that car, and it does have the fog lights, it does have the chrome lower trim lower bumper, it has the chrome and the grille. It's got the basic wheels. Now this one is a two-wheel drive, it's not a four-wheel drive. It is the quad cab, or it's got 4 doors in the cab here, and it's got a 5.5-foot bed for cargo, let's put it this way. So nothing crazy, very typical the Ford F-150. It's got a decent size bed. Actually, this one would probably not be an ideal for, you know, a construction worker, because it is 5.5 feet. I mean, even if you have an 8-foot drywall or a 2x4, it would be sticking out, so not the most ideal. However, it can be done. This one has the cargo liner, the bed liner in it, so that's one of the options. Big Ford sign right here. What else we see is side profile of it, typical Ford F-150. Here's a challenge. So if you are on the road right now, take a look around. Well, hopefully you're not watching it on the road, but next time you get on the road, and if you're in the United States, take a look around and see how many of those you see. I've done that, and I was surprised. I mean, there's one on every corner, basically. Maybe if you're in a big city and if you're downtown, you're probably not going to see too many of them, but go in the suburbs, go outside of the big town, and there's like a million of them on the road. So really quick, you know, just to kind of compare it, when I said that there is a lot of those pickup trucks, and yes, I'm in more of a rural area right now than an urban area, but here you go. There's another one. There's an F-150. Now this one is more fancy. This one is a Lariat one, and it's a 4x4. This is a two-wheel drive, the one that I rented. And if you look at the parking lot, there's another one. There's another F-150 right there, not even sure what that is. So that just shows you that there's tons of them on the road, and they're super popular. Now I would show you the engine, but I'll talk about the engine when we get inside, because it is mighty dirty. Oh, and one thing really that Ford needs to work on too, they have an antenna, which is the regular antenna, kind of like you used to have on your 80s and 90s cars. And first I go like, well, why wouldn't they have an antenna that looks like the shark fin? Oh wait, they do. why not put both antennas in the same place? It would definitely make going through a car wash a lot easier. So something to think about. Okay guys, before I jump in the front of this car, I want to show you the back. You know, even though it is a pickup truck, it's got tons of room in the back, and this one is actually a 6-seater. How is it a 6-seater? When we get inside, I'll show you. But first of all, check out the back. So the back, it's both a cargo area and a seating area, so it sits 3 people. It's got tons of room inside. I mean, I have about 6-10 inches, probably more, between my knees and the front seat, which is adjusted to the way I normally would drive the car, and I am 6 feet tall, so kind of for comparison purposes, you can see there's plenty of headroom, there's plenty of legroom. Not the most comfortable seats, I gotta tell you. I mean, it is a pickup truck, it's gonna be more utilitarian, but nevertheless, I would hope that these would be more comfortable. But a neat feature in here, you can actually fold these up and have tons of cargo room. So let me show you this. So if you look at this with the seats folded up, there's plenty of room, and for really whatever you want to store in here. If you want to put your tools in here, if you don't have, I mean, if you have something tall, maybe a TV or something that you want to carry in this car, it's got tons of room for it. So this is definitely very versatile as far as the usability of it. Now, if you look in here, this is where I was telling you that this can actually be a 6-seater. See, it got 3 seats in the front. That 3rd seat, if you're not using it, kind of transformed into that middle console with storage, and I'll show you how. But before we do that, I'll show you a couple more things. I mean, at the bottom here, you can see there's a couple USB ports as well as the regular outlet for charging. So if you have anything that you want to charge, there's certainly a lot of places for it. Seat, you know, they have seat pockets. Again, this is very utilitarian as far as the finish of this car. Again, this is a pickup truck, and this one is kind of a base model. It is an XLT, but it doesn't have a lot of the special amenities which some of the higher models I'm sure have. So I wouldn't be discouraged if you're looking for it. Go ahead and check out the other options, and maybe you'll find one that you like. And this seat folds down to make a nice bench seat in the back. So here it is. This is the back seat. Okay, so front of this car, let's do a sound check before we get in, just like what we normally do. And it's okay. I mean, it's not horrible, but again, we're not looking at the luxury vehicle. It closes nicely, and let's see what else is here on that door panel. Well, first of all, the doors are huge. So I mean, these are really nice doors. Now the finishing on the side, I mean, it is solid plastic. I mean, this is soft touch. This is kind of cheap looking, to be honest with you. I'm not sure if that would be on top of my list. I mean, you have your window controls, mirror controls, you have your child lock, you have your folding mirrors, you can fold those down if you'd like to, and you have your door lock and unlock. There's several different like storage compartments all around here. And before we get inside, I want to point out something really, because typical to a pickup truck, I mean, this one is, it's got those huge mirrors, and even though they're huge, they're not very useful. I mean, this mirror and mirror kind of thing, I know it's supposed to help you to distinguish between what you have in your blind spot and what's in the back of the car, but it's really hard to see when you're driving it. Also, like I said, this is not a higher end model, so this one has just the regular black door handles. Higher end models come with the painted door handles. I've seen that at the dealerships. And let's check out the interior of it. Okay, so starting the interior tour, I'm going to show you the key. And again, this is one of the base model cars, so it's not going to have this fancy key, the proximity key. This one actually has the regular switchblade key. So you start the car like you normally would start the car. You put the key in the ignition and you turn the ignition on. Now, when you first get in, you know, you'll get this really loud sound. Let's do it again. So you put your key in the ignition and turn it on. You'll hear that typical Ford sound. Let's start it, and this will go away, I promise. Alright, so let's talk a little bit about the steering wheel here. So the steering wheel is actually nice and big. Now this is for the pickup truck, so I gotta keep reminding myself that I am in a pickup truck, in a very much utility vehicle. So this is not meant to be plush, luxurious, and it certainly is not. So it is one of the things that people either like or hate about it. Even if you look at the steering wheel itself, comparing to a lot of other cars, I mean, this plastic is really cheap. I mean, you do have several different features in here that you can check out, and some of the other Fords, I know they have a different way of getting to this. Like in the middle console, there's bigger screens, a nicer interface. Now this, again, it's a base one. It shows you the base information in here: tire pressure, distance to empty, transmission temperature, engine hours, digital speedometer. Press OK for kilometers, so we can actually do either kilometers per hour or miles per hour. It's got the tachometer on the left hand side, it's got the speedometer on the right hand side, it's got the engine oil temperature, it's got the fuel temperature, it's got the, I think it's a transmission temperature that it has in here, and it has the coolant temperature. So that's what it is on the inside right here. Now again, this is a base model, so it doesn't have navigation in here, but it does have, you know, the regular nice display, and you can actually control mobile apps. You can hook up your phone to it, and then you can have the Android Auto or Apple CarPlay in here. This is pretty simple. I mean, it's easy to use. You can control your radio through here as well. And this is your climate control. You can turn off the whole system, you can turn it on, heated mirrors. This one's got the different vent positioning and fan speed and the temperature. Nothing fancy, really nice and simple. 2 USB charging ports right here, the regular 12-volt adapter right next to it. And an interesting feature that I haven't seen in many of the cars, you have your coin holder. Now, I'm sure there's people that still carry coins, but I'm sure there's just a few of them. And here is, I have no idea, I haven't figured this out. I'm sure there is a, you know, it might have been for a cell phone when cell phone was little, but now they're a lot bigger, so I'm not sure what that's for. And you have another power outlet right here. Now I thought first that this was the regular outlet for the power, and it's not. You can turn off your traction control, turn it back on. You can turn off your engine off, idle stop, and dashboard. Again, plastic. Okay, so the reason I said it was a 6-seater, because the seat right in the middle actually has a seat belt, so you can legally have a person right in here. And see, there you go, it's got a seat belt right here. You can hook it up and you can have a person transporting in here. Now, to fold the seat down, there is a lever right here which you press, and then you fold the seat down, and you have a nice large console in the middle with cup holders with a little space to put your cell phone, and a shallow but usable storage space right here. So that's really it. That is the interior of this Ford F-150. Hey guys, I'm not ignoring you. I'm not just playing on my phone, but we're inside this 2020 Ford F-150, and before I did that, I tried to kind of figure out of what this is and how to configure a Ford F-150 on the website. And really quickly, before we take it on the road, I really suggest that you do a lot of research when trying to figure out of what you're gonna buy, what Ford you're gonna buy, because check this out. There is several different engines to choose from. Now there is a 2.7 liter V6 EcoBoost, there's a 3.5 liter EcoBoost, there is a diesel engine, which I'm trying to get some help here, and there is 2.7 liter V6, 3.0 liter V6 diesel, 3.3 liter V6, 3.5 liter V6, 5.0 liters. Now as far as body styles, now you have the regular cab, super cab, and super crew cab. So the regular cab is just the 2 doors. The super cab, I guess it's the 2 doors and 2 half doors in the back, and the super crew cab is the one that we have here, which, you know, has the full size doors in the back. They have different bed sizes as well, so that would add to what you wanna get as far as that. The engine options are just crazy. Why would you have so many different engine options? Maybe if you know, put it in the comments below. I honestly think 2 or 3 maybe would be enough. I know the 5.0 liter V8 might be the performance engine. There's a 3 V6s, regular gasoline V6 engines, 2.7, 3.3, 3.5, 1 V6 diesel and 1 V8. What's the point? People are confused enough. Come on, make it simple. Body styles, okay? So we have that regular cab, super crew cab, and models. As far as the models, there is an XL, XLT, which is this one. There's a Lariat, there's a Limited, King Ranch, Platinum, and Raptor. So now you have this base one, the XL, starting at about $28,745. That's a 2-wheel drive plain Jane work truck, basically, regular cab. Now, and you have the Raptor, which is their performance model, starting at $53,000, but the Limited starting at $67,735. So those cars can actually go from about $28,000, and I believe if you option the Limited out with all of the features and the bed that you want and the body style that you want, you can easily go over $80,000. I know with Raptors you can get close to 100 as well. So this is the widest range. Maybe that's why they're the best selling trucks, pickup trucks in the United States, because there's just so many choices. People like choices, but it also confuses the hell out of them. So I'm gonna take it for a quick ride around here, and I've driven this. Oh, by the way, also you can have a shifter here, or if you opt in for a different trim like a sport package, they can have a shifter right here. So that's another part that you can customize, kind of. So when I first got in this truck, I go like, okay, well, this is basically a construction farm vehicle, however you want to call it. But the more I drove it around, I actually thought it's pretty cool, and it's pretty usable even for a day-to-day usage. Now, I could probably just put my bicycle in the back, in the bed over there. I could most likely use it when I'm doing projects around the house where I don't have to worry about dirtying up the space in my Honda in the back. I can probably put a lot of like garden soil, or if I'm painting, you know, throw the paint cans in there, anything like this. There's plenty of room for that. I certainly would not like that feature of this car, because all of my friends would probably say, hey, can you help me move? You got a big truck, so let's move. Anyways, that's not the biggest deal. But drive-wise, so this is a pretty large vehicle, and it definitely handles like a large vehicle. Turning radius is relatively decent for the size of the car. It's not great, but it's good. But you can definitely feel that you're driving a large truck. And this is not even the large one. I mean, this is like, considering that there is the 250s and stuff like this, which are just monstrosities, this is not even that big. But what I really, really, really like about it is the visibility. I mean, those side windows, as you can see, they're contoured perfectly, that you can have a lot of line of sight, or a lot of light, and you can see very nicely through here. The mirrors, like I mentioned before, they're a little bit confusing. They're probably could use a little bit of work, let's put it this way. Drive is nice and smooth. This is the 3.5 liter EcoBoost that we have in this particular car, and this one's got like 300, and that's another confusing part. I can never find out exactly which one is what, but it's got like 395 horsepower, I believe. So it is relatively powerful to the size of this vehicle, and you can definitely feel it. I mean, it's got enough pickup. Once we get it on the straight, I'm gonna open it up a little bit and see how fast it can go, although I wouldn't worry too much of a pickup in a pickup truck. You know what I'm saying, right? If you want the fast one, go for a Raptor, go for something with Shelby with 755 horsepower. Whoa, see what happened now? I always spin the wheels. It is a two-wheel drive, so it's gonna do that. Now it is available, of course, in a four-wheel drive, but not this particular one. But coming out of a carb, there's a F-150, there's another F-150, there's a Silverado. So there's tons of those pickup trucks around. Guys, if you like pickup trucks, and I'm sure there's tons of you who are watching that love pickup trucks, put in a reason why you like them. And do me a favor, give me some advice maybe. Put in a reason of why I should review, and maybe what models I should review of a pickup truck. Now I dig it. I mean, so far I feel like it's a pretty cool vehicle. It's definitely not the plush car, it's definitely not the luxurious car, but overall, I mean, I got this one as a rental, and I do like it a lot. So I'm gonna try to review another one. I'm gonna try to get maybe like a luxury line of a Ford, maybe a King Ranch or Limited, and see how that drives. Now that I see how the base one drives, I'm kind of curious of what the others one are going to be. Maybe a GMC Sierra Denali. I saw a couple of them. Now the 2021 Ford is coming out soon, so probably I'll wait till that one's going to come out, because I'm sure it's going to be a better and improved version of what this one is. Guys, this is a quick review of this 2020 Ford F-150. If you like to talk about cars, if you like to listen about cars, please hit subscribe on my channel, hit that little bell button on the bottom so you get notification every time I post a new video. And I hope to see you in my next video. So cheers.